Hello everyone, I'm Roxanne from Tourbel. Today I'm going to present you how to make the difference between quite and rather, but also between to and enough. So first we are going to start with quite and rather. The quite means fairly or a medium amount. For example, I feel quite hungry. Or repairing the machine is quite difficult. Quite can also mean completely or totally with some adjectives. The list of the adjectives is this one: absurd, alone, amazing, hopeful, brilliant, certain, dead, different, dreadful, extraordinary, false, hopeless, horrible, impossible, perfect, ridiculous, right, sure, true, useless, and wrong. So, for example, what you said is quite wrong, or the idea is quite absurd. So now, how do we make the difference between quite and rather? So when we make a favorable comment, we usually say quite and not rather. So for example, the book was quite interesting. In unfavorable comments, we usually say rather, but quite is also possible. So for example, the book was quite boring, or the book was rather boring. And rather in a favorable comment will have this meaning of a surprising or unusual degree. So for example, I didn't know David can cook. Is rather good at it. And finally, we can use rather with a comparative, but not quite. For example, the meal took rather longer than we expected. So now we are going to study the difference between to and enough. So in the sentences, it's too short or it's not long enough. The meaning is the same, but the word order will change. So with to, it goes before an adjective or an adverb. For example, Claire doesn't want to marry Henry. She thinks he is too old. Or the company reacted too slowly to the rise in prices. Enough, on the contrary, goes after an adjective or an adverb. So for example, the water is not hot enough, or you didn't put the screws in tightly enough. You can also use too many, too much, and enough before a noun. So for example, Andrew spends too much time working, or did you bring enough money? You can use other structures with to and enough. We can use a phrase with for, after, to and enough. So for example, the posers are too difficult for children. Or have you got enough cups for everyone? And we can also use it with a to infinitive phrase. So for example, it's too dangerous to walk home at this time of the night. Or are you fit enough to run a marathon? So that's it for this week. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.